So, how do you develop themes after creating your code? So, as you can see here, I'm using NVivo. I have my three research questions here. Imagine you have been able to create your codes, right, addressing each of the research questions. So you can click here, you see all the codes addressing each of the research questions. And the next step is to develop themes, right? And one way is to categorize the codes to help you to develop themes. Another way is to use ChatGPT to help you to come up with themes, and then you could be able to ask ChatGPT to group the codes under each of the themes. So we're going to do that for all the codes that we have here. So the first step that you have to do is to export the codes. So how do you export? You just right click any place here and you go to export and you export list, right? And then you can save it codes for my study. And then I put it on the desktop. Where is the desktop? Yes. So let me go there and open that. So I have this here. And then it will take some time for it to open. And double click on it again. Okay, so as you can see, when you click on the plus sign, all the codes for the research question one about people conceptualization and application of principles of responsible innovation, right? And the second one is about barriers fostering responsible innovation. And these are the codes. And also the last one is opportunities related to enhancing responsible innovation, right? So how do you develop themes? So what I would do is that I will just go to ChatGPT and then I'll create, so let me go to ChatGPT and then let me show you the prompt that I'm going to use, right? So this is the prompt I'm going to use. I'm going to give the system to get a very good information up from the system. You have to provide or ChatGPT some background. So I first have to make sure that you are using ChatGPT 4.0, and then I indicate the purpose of my study and also the information about the fact that I've attached the transcript, and I'm going to attach the transcript for the system to review the transcript to help me to develop up to 6 themes. And then I'm also specifying that each theme should be in between 2 to 5 words, right? So you see how providing detailed information about your study and also the research question that you want to address and specified how many themes that you want will be very helpful. So after that, you attach the transcripts. So I click here, I upload the transcript. So let me go and look for the transcript so that I can upload. So there are 10 transcripts here. Upload that, and then when it's done, I click on enter, and the system will be able to develop themes based on the first research question. Now, system has provided me 6 themes, right? So the next one is I want the system to categorize the codes that I have under the theme that it has provided. So let me go back to the Excel spreadsheet and copy all the codes for the research question one. And can you categorize codes below and their respective. So I have the codes here, the list of codes for the research question one. So the system has categorized the codes for me. So what I have to do is go back to NVivo, right click on the research question, the first research question. In parentheses, I type theme, right? And then I copy the first theme, which is ethical risk assessment in terms of how they conceptualize responsible innovation. And then I check aggregate coding from children. I do the same thing for the other theme, right? Click on the research question, theme, So you see how the process is very easy. You ask ChatGPT to create themes for you. You bring the themes here, and then you'll be able to group the codes under the theme. So you're gonna do the same thing for the second and the third research question. So let me type theme coding for children. I do the same thing for the fourth theme here. And then I go back to the next one. That's the fifth theme. So let's do the last theme. Now you have to drag and drop the codes under their respective themes. So looking at the information that you have been given, bias and also bias audit and ethical responsibility goes here. So what you're going to do is drag and drop to ethic risk. And I think there's another one, ethical responsibility. Where is ethical responsibility? I think it's here. I drag and drop. And the next one is the stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement. I think I have to drop it into stakeholder engagement here. The next one is public perception. Public perception. I put in the stakeholders. What is stakeholders engagement? That's why market pressure. Going to the balance in balance innovation and regulation. And then responsible innovation will also go to balancing. We're going to continuous monitoring and adaptation. And the last one, innovation in healthcare, go to accessibility. Yes. So that's what you're going to do, right? So you're going to do the same thing for research question 2 and 3, the same process, right? Um, Sometimes if the codes are not a lot, you don't have to categorize them, right? Example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 codes. You can leave them alone and they become themes. The reason why you have to develop themes for the codes that you have is that if the codes are a lot, right? If it's about more than 7, you may have to consider categorizing. But if it's around 5, you may choose not to do the categorization because you know the themes are not a lot. So let's try the third one, right? So first, let's look at a research question and then we go to, so the second, uh, I'm just looking for the research question. So as you can see, this is a research question for the third. This is a third research question. So I copy that, I replace it with go to ChatGPT and say that what about themes for the following research question? So just generating the themes for you, and you go back to look for the code. So this is the code for the third research question. So same thing, and you group the codes below and yeah, respective. And then the system will be able to do that for you. Okay. Yes. And then you go back to NVivo and create themes and drag and drop codes under their respective themes. The same thing that I did for this one. So that's how you can use ChatGPT to help you to create themes. And this will not take you a long time. So you can take advantage of this strategy so that you'll be able to come up with a theme that is really addressing the research question. To be able to, get the most out of this process, you have to make sure that you develop a very good code, right? As you can see here, I did not develop the code, AI developed it for me, right? So if you are using NVivo 15, you'll be able to put all the significant information into the research question, right? You drag and drop significant excerpts into the research question, you right click on it, and then you go to AI assistant, suggest chart code. The system will be able to read code for you. And then you can now use ChatGPT to help you to categorize, right? You can now use ChatGPT to help you to categorize the code. Or you can manually generate the codes and then you use ChatGPT to help you to generate the themes for you, right? So that's how you can use the system to help you to finish the coding process. So this is what I have for you. If you have any question, please let me know. And also, I provide methodology consultation. So if you want any help about how to make sense of your data, feel free to email me or contact me. I'll be happy to address all your questions for you. Address all your questions. Thank you for your time.